In this video, I would like to discuss the occurrence of a clouded mind. Many times I have been struck by such a phenomenon, and I am in no doubt that many others have as well, and I will attempt, to the best of my fogged reasoning, analyze my own being in such a state. I believe it is important to point out and keep a record of the facts of one's situation to keep some sense of stability and direction. The most recent state of absolute NPC-ness began its rampage around 2 weeks ago, and this time I remember the causing event with great clarity. The clouds started to set in once I had completed a push day workout routine on a Thursday afternoon, and was struck with a long worry about realization of being in a considerably weaker state than that of me a year ago. This had been building up a little bit since my worries about my self-improvement journey and my academic abilities had begun to blossom. I do not know if this is considered abnormal, but I experience mental states as sharp physical feelings, and for this time it was no different. Once my worries had begun to take root, I felt my senses dull and my brain being overwhelmed by quiet tension and pressure. As weird as it seems, this somehow did not disable me from making diligent progress. As a matter of fact, I made more progress over the coming weekend than arguably the whole week before. After said work, though, I found myself completely intellectually and mentally exhausted. I could no longer recall basic information about my day and struggled greatly to hold conversation. To expand on the conversation point, which I believe suffered the greatest hit of absolute brain rot, I feel a strong physical separation of the present mind and the one within. To illustrate my view, in a conversation, a topic is being discussed, and the conversers provide and substantiate their views on said topic, and if it proves valuable and natural, the topics change, and so the conversation flows onward. My state of being in such situation had become an empty vending machine. My user interface, that being the present mind, was functional but held no connection with the content within, that being the mind within, to be able to take in and respectively put out relevant information. This has become a great annoyance indeed. I do see a possibly different viewpoint of my predicament, that being one of burnout, as pathetic as it may seem. I do not know my own capabilities well enough to judge properly, but it must be said that the brain fog truly set in at the beginning of the week, after the productive spree. As I write this now, it is Friday. I am grateful for I have found some of my senses today, and can give a summary of some tips I believe can help with said predicament. I would like to split said advice into two parts, one being adaptable and on-the-spot doable, the other serving a more grander purpose in the rehabilitation, but costing more time and possibly more effort and focus. The long-term fix could be of practicing a meditative analysis of your mind. What I mean is one must divide and organize one's mind into separate thoughts, ideas, worries, tasks, etc., like one would organize a bookshelf. This can be done on a piece of paper or in one's own mind. This, I believe, can help give an objective and honest view of one's situation and can provide information from which to derive doable actions. Another obvious answer is meditation itself, in whatever form. For me personally, Tai Chi helps in the mornings to start the day off energized. The other solution can be used in day-to-day situations. I must preface, though, that this might not work for everyone, but the general premise is still there. In situations of brain fog that have to be resolved in a short amount of time, that cannot be afforded a great amount of analysis, one must simply stabilize oneself in the present. What I mean by this is to literally focus on the most basic senses and what information they provide. This can provide you a foundation to organize one's thoughts quickly. As an example, during breaks in school, I used the constant audio stimulus as an opportunity to meditate by closing my eyes, preferably putting on some meditation music, breathing slowly and rhythmically, and counting all the sources of sound I can. By doing so, I have found that it grounds me in the present quite nicely after a stormy studying session, from which not needed thoughts tend to linger and produce a clouded mind. To sum up, in the Buddhist way, one must accept his condition wholeheartedly before one can hope to fix it by revealing the root problem, and work on it frequently with diligent meditation and bringing oneself to the present. Thanks for watching and listening.